Charlotte, this is Jeff, and we're from Dairy to Gundogs. So now Jeff has gone through some of his basic training and I know he likes to do some retrieving. I want to start to teach him to be steady at my side until I tell him to go for a retrieve. So when I do retrieving work, he doesn't just run in. Okay. At the same time, I don't want to undo any of his keenness, so I want him to really be keen to retrieve. So don't overdo your steadiness, but it is something to start to introduce from a relatively young age. He's 5 months old, around 5 or 6 months old. It's a great time to have a little go. The point being also be careful to avoid a time period when your puppy is shedding teeth, because that can cause you delivery problems, so be aware of that. And if they are shedding their teeth, just try and avoid too much retrieve work. So today I'm going to show you steadiness. So at the moment Jeff is on the lead. Okay, he understands that the lead means he can't actually go forward anywhere. So when I throw this dummy, he's not pushing forward because he knows this lead is around his neck. He knows that he can't go get it. Okay, so that's great. What I do really like, and as you can see, is he's looking at that dummy. He's keen, okay, and I want to tell him he's a good boy for looking at the dummy, because we want him to mark really well in the future, and therefore he needs to really be watching the dummy, even when it lands. Okay, so I'm just going to repeat that again. So, mark. As soon as he looks away, good boy. When he looks at it, I'm telling you he's a good boy. When he looks away, I'm not. Good boy. Good. Okay, so how do I then get my steadiness and how do I get this lead off? Okay, so what I'm going to do, if you've watched the previous videos on the heel work exercises, it's absolutely no different to that. So I'm going to bring the lead around his front. Okay, and if you watched the previous video on the go play exercises and lead control, it's the same. Okay, lead around the front. I've got both ends of the lead so I can drop one end out. Okay, if I need to, I'm going to throw the dummy. And again, he feels the lead around his front. And he knows he can't go forward. Boy. Good boy. And then what you can slowly start to do is remove that lead. Okay, so the pressure that he feels from the lead starts to go away. Good boy. Good boy. The lead is still in his vicinity, you can still see I've got hold of it, but I've just taken it from his front. Good. And don't always go forward and pick it yourself, sometimes let your dog go forward and pick it. Jeff, good boy, he's got it, well done. So we don't undo too much of his keenness. I still want him to feel like it's an exercise that involves him and he can get a retrieve. Okay, so we'll repeat that. Boy, Dad. Boy. Bring him to the side. Lift him up. Okay, put that lead around the front. Good boy. As soon as he looks away, don't tell him he's good boy. Good. Good boy, Jeff. Good boy. So that lead was slowly coming off him. I felt that he was wanting to retrieve it. And I know it's very short scale and it's not a long retrieve, but it's still, to him, a reward for staying still and also looking at the dummy. Okay? Boy, Dad. Boy, yeah. Good. So this time I'm taking the lead out of the equation completely and just using my hand on his chest. That. As soon as he looks away, I'm not telling you he's good, I want him to focus on that dummy. And this time, I'm going to pick that. So you can see how close it is. I didn't need to move myself to pick it, I just leant forward. Boy. Mark. Jeff. Good boy. So he had a hand on his chest on that time, and then eventually I removed that hand. I made sure there was a time period between me removing my hand and him going for it, but it was short. Okay, I'm not expecting him to be able to sit there with nothing on his chest or no force stopping him going forward yet for a minute. He's not going to be able to do that. So this time I'm going to increase the time that I remove my hand. Last time it was about 2 seconds, this time I'm going to aim for 5. Mark. So hand's going to be removed. I'm just putting a bit of pressure back on him. Jeff, good lad. Well done. Good boy. Very good. Very good. Boy. And also you'll notice I'm not letting him circle me, so I'm getting him to bring the dummy into my front. That's also really important for delivery work, and that's probably the next video. Boy, dead. Boy. And then back to the side. That's it. Good. I'm Charlotte, that's Jeff, and we're from Gundog.